Hello friends, today we will proceed to second part of PostgreSQL database, basic walkthrough PostgreSQL. So let us get started. We have got PG admin available for all the operations that we want to do. See, we have everything ready. PostgreSQL 9.7 we are working on. So if you want to go and connect to the sample database that we created yesterday, we can work on that one. So I have saved the password in in first first login. I have checked the checkbox, so that's why it is picking up the password itself. Otherwise, when you see the red cross across beside the database or the instance, that then it will ask you password, and you have to provide the password. It will go through. Most of the things we will be doing on the command line. So let us get our command line started. And command line is SQL shell, that is better. You can use a simple command window, or you can use a specific SQL shell, right? So SQL shell will go and connect to the local database, local instance, and then from there we will connect to sample database. Sample. Now we are connected to sample database. We are using the super user ID is Postgres anyways, right? So that should be fine. Now in the second part, in our plan, we discuss usually some parts of Postgres, any database, whatever second part. This time it is PostgreSQL database. So many objects are there, like we cannot cover all of them, but we will be discussing today, working on some of the objects like tables, views, triggers, and some scripts, right? Not the procedures that take a lot of time. And sequences, yeah, we will briefly discuss them. That tables are physical storage of data in rows and columns, matrix. Views are, I would say, they are not actual objects, they are virtual objects, and views have a SQL statement in the background to provide data from any database object. It can be views from views, or it can be views from tables. It can be, any setup of statement and or generated columns or like that. But it will pick up some data, and it can combine couple of tables together, right? So triggers are the event handlers. If any kind of SQL statement performs any data, like insert event or update event or delete event, those for those three types of events, we have triggers to insert some business logic that is required for some particular table or the data inside the table. So these are simple discussion of the some of the objects. In the PDF provided, you will have some more details. But main thing here is that we are walking through the database, and the first statement for today was meta statement. I will call meta statement. They call it meta command. For example, the one that I'm seeing, like C is a connect, right? And L is for list, right? Same Q is for quit, right? So these are meta statements. So we have issued the first statement already, and we have switched our connection to sample data. So let us move on. So basically, after connecting, if you now in my case, when you are looking at screen, you see there's no warning on the screen. But like initially when we had installed, we had a warning console code page 437 differs from Windows code page 1252 8-bit characters or whatever. This whenever you connect, whenever you switch the connection to the database or console, you will be seeing this one, and that might irritate you, right? So in that situation, I had suggested that, like, if you are running SQL shell, then you need to edit the script, right? Because PSQL is a script, right? PSQL is a script. When you hover over the start menu, and then to right click there, you will find edit. Then if you click edit, then it will open the text, sorry, the script in Notepad, and then you can insert one line. This is a DOS based command, I would say CMD based in Windows command, and name is CHCP. That means change code page, CHCP, and you need to give number 1252 to match with the PostgreSQL installation, right? So you give it CHCP 1252, and then you send the output to null device, NUL, null device. In Windows, it's NUL. In Linux, it is /DEV/NULL, right? But in Windows, it's only NUL. Is a special device, right? Null device. So send it to there, and then going forward, in the session, it will not bother you, right? Just in case you happen to miss it, whenever you execute the CMD window, then you can, yes, definitely do this one, and then wire that one coming forward with each connection, right? So I had introduced a little bit. I can show you where you run queries if you want to run through the GUI. So GUI is a PG admin, and with this version, it is 9.3 version, and PG admin 3 is available. When if you will install version 10 and above, then probably at some point you will be getting PG admin 4 also, advanced. But here you are good with this one. This is good enough, right? And if you double click, it will ask for the password, and then it will go into the connect. It will get connected, and then you will go to database, and database connection will be done this way. When you are connecting to the instance itself, then Postgres is by default instance. Well, that it indicates instance, so it will be automatically connected to that one, unless you double click on the database and then give the password. And so where do you run the SQL statements if you want to use this one, right? If you want to use the GUI tool, then you will go to tools, and then in the middle somewhere, right, you will find query tool. This query tool, after connecting, you go to query tool, expand it a little bit, and you will put your statements here, like here where I'm typing right now, right? So this is your work field here. This is your battlefield with the database. So you can start using this one immediately. But I will still prefer to go on the command line, and let us see how it works out, right? So we will create a trans table first, and let us see if that works good. Like, I mean, it should not be any problem if you are pasting the command like this, right? The way I am doing right now. Click, and you know what? Until you don't give it a semicolon, it will be a continuation of the command line, right? So all of the lines will be concatenated in one, and when it encounters semicolon, then it will execute the statement. Remember, if you have done SQL server, then it has a go keyword. Same thing, exactly same thing. So semicolon is equivalent to go. It will also commit alongside, right? So this is we have created a table, transaction table. We will put some financial transactions in this one, and then we have a total table. Now this table is just for practice, but this table will what it will do, it will sum up the income and the expense in a couple of income decimal 6 expense decimal 6 time update, what time did we update timestamp, right? So this table, we are playing with some financial transactions, right? So this is one one or two thing. Now what happens is when we are entering data into trans table, we have to have three things available. One is ID. ID is automatically populated, right? In this version 9.3, we don't have generated by default keyword available yet. So in Postgres, it was provided later on. I think, as far as I remember, it was provided in version 10 and above, right? But now we have 9.3. So to work around this one, we can come up with one trigger, and this trigger will do the work as a as a generated by column to make a ID column like incremental one by one with each entry, right? So for that purpose we have to prepare a trigger. So that will be yeah, that trigger will update the entries, right? So but before that, even I would say that we don't care in this second one. We don't care much about the default one, because you can see when we create the transaction table, we don't have generated by and small integer generated by default. That one we don't have. So I have put it like -1, and for the time being we can either provide the entry ourselves incremental, or we leave it to -1. That for today's this walkthrough, we don't care much about it. But what we need is, we need the update total trigger. Update total trigger, what it will do, it will take the transaction in the transaction table, and then it will decide from the code character 6. We provided character 6 actually. Either it is IN or it is OUT, out, in or out. In is income, out is the expense, right? So we will create that trigger, and that trigger, when we create the trigger, I want to remind you that in PostgreSQL, unlike others, PostgreSQL, the practice is to create one function first. The whole functionality is in the function, right? So that function is used in trigger body. So let me bring the code and I will review the code with you. One is the function. Let me, so I can go like this to open a notepad. So this meta command is exclamation sign notepad. I would say create underscore trigger. I would call it a SQL file, as a SQL file. So let us put it in, and I will explain you what we are doing here, right? So let me increase the font size. Font size I will put 14 for now. Oh well, 14 is, yeah, that's fine. So this is one thing, and the other thing, create trigger is much smaller, only few lines, right? So let me put that one in also. So we will save it, and then we will run it in one shot, right? Create. So I missed C from here. So create trigger. So C. Now I will explain you that to create function update total, I kept the same name. You can have different names, right? Return the trigger, and this is what we call is language is PL programming logic, PG progress SQL, right? So here are special characters. This is as a delimiter. We are using as a delimiter for the bulk code. I mean for the group, right? So this ends here. So this whole body is executed as a function. So it is included in the function. Then this thing is used here, executing procedure here, right? So this file should be saved like this, save, and this should be executed. Okay, well, we can do it in real inline code also, but let us do it through calling the file. I guess a file we call like this, right? F. So I would say, what is that file name? See over there. So let us call this one and get it created, right? So I will paste it, right? So let us see field separate field. Oh, field separator is great. No, sorry. No, I missed that one. How we execute the file? Okay, let me find it out in a second. Yeah, so this one was a field separator command. Let me go back and switch it back to field separator to comma. So I guess it should be good like this, right? Now comma is fine. But input for input, we use a minus no input file is I, right? When you are on the command line, when you are executing from the operating system command line, then it's minus F. Minus F is for the file, but inside meta command is input. So let us run it like this. To create trigger error, syntax error at near create line 30 create trigger. So I don't know what is this, but let me try to figure out. I will open it and where is the near create? So it was the error near create trigger update total. Create trigger update total. So near that one. Oh, I think this one sometime it requires semicolon. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense to me, but let us see if that works, right? I will close it after saving and then I will try to execute this one. Same like before. Yeah, so create function is created and create trigger is created now. So you know what function has to be created before and so that trigger can use it. So it is done already. So we are good with this one and then we will try some insert statements, right? So let me try to insert data. First one statement at a time. First one statement and then we will put all the statements together. Okay, you know what we can do? I can copy all of them together. And let me bring the do I have Crimson? I believe so. Let me go for the Crimson editor is not available, right? So yeah, okay. So if the Crimson editor is not available, then I can get it installed. But that's fine. I can use what we call it. I can use accessories. I have a notepad. So let me see this one. And at the end, I need to put semicolon for each command. So this is the data we are entering, right? So let us try one command first. First one. If that goes fine, then we will do in the bulk, right? I mean, then we can paste them together, right? Many of them. So insert a failed. So again, the problem is that I see what is the problem is that the characters that are coming in, they are translated wrong. Let me close this one. I'm not willing to use this one. So if I can try to install so friends, I have installed Crimson editor instead of using Notepad. Notepad is using some of characters that are not very much acceptable by the by the PL SQL. So let me try this thing because now I have copied through Crimson editor and maybe it will work this time, right? Let us see if that goes in. Oh no, the characters are still showing as okay. Well, at least we can replace them. Control R and then I can replace them with the regular one first. So I think that is fault of not the editor. That is fault of the PDF is doing that thing, right? So I'm copying this one now, trying to run the first command. If that goes fine, then we will run all together, right? So yes, when it goes in, so I will copy all the remaining 4 together and I will paste them in one shot. So they went one by one, right? So all data is in. So once all data is in, then we can run the statement for selecting data and see if all data has gone in. Like how many rows? 5. Let us see. If we have 5 rows in, then we have done done the work right? So okay. So see, this one is from total, right? So we can also select from trans, right? Because that means that the data has come to that come to total table. We inserted into trans, right? TRANS trans, and trans has 5 rows, right? In out, in out, in out, right? So this is what we have. So we have got this data, and because this data works fine, and our trigger has completed its work of, nicely. There is no glitch in it, right? You can see that ID 1 2 3 4 5, it is available there, so it's going in already. So we will yeah, so this ID is being managed, I believe, because of the trigger. We will see we will have another look at the trigger code. Okay. The trigger that we created, update total, that trigger has a code in it to implement the generated by default thing, right? So we are good with this one. So guys, if you like this one, is easy, good, and having good material available, useful material for you, then give us a like. If you don't like, if there is something missing, definitely you can give us dislike. But in that situation, we would like to learn from you guys what you want, what kind of practice you want, and what can we do to help you better. Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye now.